Hello everyone. So, I figured this morning in order to be able to possibly finish, I would stream now so I don't have to then stream again or go out again this afternoon because I want to try and finish the bonus event today. And obviously I only have until 11 o'clock to do so. Oh yeah, I already got that. So, I dropped off my son. Now we're doing this. I did hear of some toadstools that should be ready sometime, anytime, but they weren't put in, so I'm not sure exactly when or where. So we might go look. Once I get as many Dumbledores as I can, and I do have plenty of port keys to open, so or to get going. So glad I went after that, even though it wasn't one I needed for the bonus event. Get rid of this one so that I don't keep clicking on it. I had about this much around my house this morning, but I couldn't figure out which ones might be Dumbledore and which ones were Fox, just because there were so many Fox there. And because I was in a hurry to get my son out, I just handed the phone over to him and let him go for anything he could find quickly. Okay, that one's Fox too. I'm not going to go after it. We will move a little bit so we can get the other ends. Because as you can see, there's 2 more ends. And go from there. Now, if I'm being extra careful today, I got a little bit of a scare yesterday. I mean, nothing happened to me, but on a road we usually take, there was what we're pretty sure was a fatality wreck. I can't find any information couldn't find any information to clarify for sure if it was or not. But I do know this. I told my husband what I saw, and he confirmed that he thinks it was too. And that's because they had a sheet covering the driver's window. And there wasn't any real rush to hurry and clear things out of the way or anything, even though they had 2 of 4 lanes shut down. Basically, the 2 going one way were shut down, and they were diverting the traffic going that way onto the one of the 2 lanes that usually go the other way. So probably a death, sadly. And there wasn't a lot of blood or anything like that, I will say that. So, and the car didn't look bad enough damaged that, well, how do I put this? So it looked, first of all, they obviously had not had to use jaws of life or anything like that. So it appeared that whatever was the cause of death was a quick, but still. Anyway, I'm going to move on from that. But it was pretty, to say the least, it was a really good reminder. And it's an area where I'm pretty sure what happened is that one person was in a little bit of a hurry, misjudged how fast the other person was going, and started turning because that road's... Sadly, there's a few places on that road like that, and where there have been a number of deaths. One of them was taken care of a few years back by putting a stoplight. So there were 2 places really close to each other where it used to happen a lot. And one of them at the junction of that road with the highway, and the other just down less than a block from it, where I usually pull out and whatever. And those 2 were both taken care of by putting a light there, so that helped. I think this spot's had a few, but nowhere near what the other 2 were, so yeah. And from what I hear in Utah, that's what they judge where to put things, is if you're getting more than so many wrecks and or fatalities count a little bit higher, but if you're getting more than a certain number of wrecks in a year, then it's next for the for funds to figure out how to put a stoplight there. Hold off the road so I can do this. Because I noticed we were having issues. Now we can go again. So oh yeah, somewhere up second. I wonder if it's that one again. Nope. Do need to check what that is. Don't need it. At least right now I don't need it. This road's pretty busy compared to usual. That greenhouse or where? I think it's to the right. We will go look up there and go from there because, yeah, turning right here is going to be easier than turning left. Because this road is usually busy. Definitely don't want to judge anything wrong here. I'm suspecting it's, yep, right there. No. I mean, yes, I need that, but I need this. Now I can go back and go for some of these while I'm stopped. And now we're moving, so now it's going to stay that way for a little bit until I can get a place to pull over. So I'm going to actually come up here for a minute. I got asked about a Zoology flag. And I know there's one around here. So if I can pull over for a minute. I will look around and show that, and then we'll go look at the other place to see, because the other place may have an inn by. The other place I'm going to go look, but I need to go closer to see. But first, let's look at this flag right here. See, it's a Zoology. And that one's the whole block. It's this flag up here that I am not sure. Nope, the inn is not in the area. So, turn off the car for a minute. Ooh, another pixie. So I will have to let her know that yes, I found some, but not within an inn. But not with it in that space. Let's see where we're at. We need 8 more albus. Okay, let's get going again. And I'm kind of saving. I don't want to open that one port key. I'd prefer to have a few to open and then go drive around some more. Then open the one, because I'm still going to need to open a few more. It looks like 4 more. I still need to have 4 more after I get all of those done. collect 4 more and get them open before the event ends. So trying to head to a place it's easier to drive around slow, because I know it doesn't seem to count as much if you're driving fast. So and I might as well collect energy while we're going around. And we obviously still need the Dumbledores, but I don't even want to try and click on things and see what they are until I'm stopped either at a light that I know I'm going to be sitting at for a little while, or otherwise stopped. But I was stopped for a minute. Okay, I don't need that, but I'm going to pull over, go in just a minute, go after this stuff here, because there are a bunch of ends here. And this is the only reason I was willing to go here. Turn off the car for a minute. Get some defensive spells in, I guess. Neither of those were Albus. Okay, time to go again. Let's make sure before I pull out. Yeah, my gold one's going. Not that my gold one was one of the ones that had popped, because if so, I was gonna try and figure out what to do. One. Just trying to get out as quick as possible so I can get going. Okay, let's pull over here for a minute and see what this is. Now let's go look at port keys. How close are we? 0.2. Let's get that 0.2, and then we will get all 3 of those. Okay. If you ever come here, you might want to stay in your vehicle for that fortress right there. Or at least go, not be on that side right by that house that it's for. Sadly, the people who live, the people who live in that house, at one point, when Pokemon Go was a lot more popular, it was one of the first to pop one of the when legendaries first started coming out. So it wasn't sure how many times you would find them or anything, and how much of an option you would have for them and stuff. So everyone was watching for them like crazy. And when you found one, it was like almost you'd get enough people for a number of raids at every single one that popped the day it popped. So that happened. It was like the second one to have one of that type, of that legendary. Whether, I can't remember, I think it was one of the birds. And so everyone rushed there, and this guy came out and asked what everyone was doing, and we were all honest, Pokemon Go. And he just looked around, didn't say anything or anything, and people were out on the lawn, etc. And went back in his house, and we didn't think anything of it. A little while later, the sprinklers went on. And they had never been on at that time before. So they weren't timed sprinklers. That much I do know. So it was like he purposely went in and turned on the sprinklers. Because the other thing is as soon as everyone cleared off, they went off. And went on at a different part. And went off. Or went on where people might move to and then went off. So, and the bad part about it is it hits even, or the bad part there is that the sprinklers seem to cover even the sidewalk, which shouldn't be happening in and of itself, but they do. And so basically you couldn't even, and everyone was sitting, we actually were in the car, so we didn't get hit. We just watched it happen. But where everyone was sitting was actually in the portion of the lawn that's on the outside of the sidewalk towards the road that technically is, or not technically, that is public property. You should be able to walk on the sidewalk and be on that portion of the, on that portion. Yeah, the homeowner is supposed to do the upkeep on it. But it is considered public property, that area. And that's where he did it. And that was kind of frustrating because, and I think that's why he did what he did, because he couldn't call and report trespassing because he knew it wasn't trespassing. He knew it wouldn't, he'd be told, that's public. You cannot kick him off there. So he did the only thing he felt he could do, and that was try and get everyone wet so they wouldn't want to be there. So if you go there, just be aware of that. Obviously, 5 people is a lot less than 20 people. Which is, and we had even more than 20. We had like 40 or 60. So in some ways I can see where he was coming from. It just was kind of frustrating that it happened in a place that really is public property. Okay, let's drop one of these. There it is. That was a pretty good one. No reason to look really hard because they give the same amount for every one of those. Okay, I do not see any portkeys on the ground, so let's move on a little bit. Luckily, we are in a place I can go a little bit slower, so I can watch for them. Because I should get some more on the ground really soon. Ah. One. And a Dumbledore. See what this other one is, if it's still here. There's another Dumbledore. Go get this one going. Part of me wishes once you unlocked it, you could just keep, or portkeys would start showing up, you could collect them, and then you could open a bunch at once. But my guess is if they did that, you would not be able to use Barufias wouldn't combine with it, because people would then just say, unlock a heck ton of them and then sit there for hours or for 30 minutes or however long Barufias lasted going through them. Come on. See if I get this Dumbledore. Doesn't look like I'm going to. We'll see. Hey, I did. One more. Playing Pokemon Go. I know they're playing Pokemon Go because I know who they are. Let's see where we're at on Albus Dumbledore. We need 2 more of them. And I guess I could collect everything, but the spell... Well, but I've got spell energy there that I'm going to wait to collect later today. That it'll still put that red dot there, so I can go around for a little while. This is one thing I will say. I think Niantic was kind of smart with this. Having more than one game, having the same stops and everything, you can appeal to different types of people, and yet, and have that community and everything, both within and among. So, some of the people we run into just play Pokemon Go. But when they some people started playing Wizards Unite and had never played Pokemon Go. And they're starting to get involved in it too. You know, talk among the groups, different things like that. So I think that's kind of neat that it's a community that you don't all have to be into the same thing. And I know there's another game too. That didn't take off quite as much as Pokemon Go or Wizards Unite. I don't think as much as Wizards Unite. I know not as much as Pokemon Go. But it is I think kind of neat that you have that going on. Really? That's what I thought. There. Can't remember if it's this side or the other side I need to park on. So I'm going to park here, get this, and go from there. I was going to say if I don't get it soon, I'm going to head into Okay, there's what the new portkey design looks like. I forgot I was still looking for portkeys too. And I really need to find some. Okay, there's all the Albus Dumbledore fragments. Now I'm basically, after opening my portkeys and getting some more. I think that's part of why I forgot, is because I wasn't seeing them on the map very much. Okay, let's go to that portkey. Okay, where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4. And how many have I unlocked? 4, so we're 8, so we need 2 more, we need to get 2 more going. I might have to use those 1Ks. I'd prefer to save them. But I really don't want to use a silver key on a 1K. So go after this. Saw a portkey, so let's grab this quickly. Okay, need to get 1 more going, if I did my math right. I guess I should check those too. Yeah, I should. Just in case I need them, which I do need that one. And it departed as soon as I turned off the car. Oh well. Don't need that one. Okay, now we can go. What are these two? There we are, 2 porkies. To get going. Use. That should be the last of the porkies. Now when all my porkies hatch, or pop, are opened, I mean I still need to collect porkies, but when all those are open, we are done with the bonus event. So now it's just kind of driving around and playing. And I'd kind of love to fill up on those porkies. Well, yeah, I don't really care. In some ways I'd love to, just because of the event XP. I'd love to get as much event XP as I can to start next, the part 2. I saw one, but it's not here. And I'm not seeing any porkies, which is even stranger. I'm gonna say that because my husband and one of my friends are seeing porkies on their map, and their boxes are full. And here, as you guys know, my box, I need porkies. And, like, I have room for them, and I'm not seeing them. Which is strange. It's almost like something's up with the porky collection. And I missed that one. Let's turn around. And let's go up here and turn around. No one's coming, which is good because... Okay, that one's not going to let me spin it no matter what I do. Oh, wow. As soon as I say it, it does. No, I'm not going to go in this fortress. There. Go after that, though. Don't need it, but we'll go after it. And I forgot to send gifts yesterday after I purposely went in to go send gifts. We'll have to go look at my gifts sometime and see where I'm at and send gifts. Now I'm happy to see Fox and not Dumbledore's. That may sound bad, but before I was like, no, I didn't want Fox because I needed to get the Dumbledores. Now, Fox is easier to catch. Or to return, let's put it that way. While I'm thinking about it, let's go check out my gifts. I know that it should be full. So we have an extravagant. We'll just do it this way. Because I'll go for some more. Didn't want to send that one. Let's see what gifts we have left. Existable, dawdle, extravagant. Okay. Delete. Delete. delete, delete, delete. I think all these were yesterday. They may have been, or not yesterday, were before. They may have been now, but that's okay. I probably should collect while I've got that going. Let's see. Do I have any rune stones? Gifts that people, yes. Open. And open. Now let's go for energy. Well, let's check for the gift. Nope, don't want a plain ingredient. Don't need a Barufio. Well, need Barufios, but only need certain things of it, so it's gonna wait. That was a good one. So was that one. Yes, now let's go down for that Barufios. Or not, yeah, the Barufios energy ingredient gift. I think it was this one. Yep. And of course it was what I did not need. And we've opened them all. Okay. Now that I've gotten all the Dumbledore, it doesn't want to give me as much stuff. That's all right. Okay. Let's collect that and collect that. It would be nice if I can pop those port keys in 27 minutes. Basically before this Barufio's gone. do wish they could come up with a way to do the adventure sync. Through Facebook. Because I do not think I'm going to link Google. So I won't be able to use the adventure sync. Unless I end up with getting activity tracker or something. With taxes. Because honestly, it's just, yeah. If I have to, a lot of times when I'm walking, I have Wizards Unite open or things like that. And I don't think it's gonna do me much good, if any, and might actually cause issues to switch to Google. Because if I don't have the right account open at the time, things like that. Yeah, we have all of him. Okay, it did get that one. Just didn't show me it did. Oh, that reminds me, I do have, not just that, I do have over here, I'm sure. I guess let's go take care of this for a minute. There. You watch, I pull over. Yep, go to pull over because I'm getting near a road where a lot of people are going to be on. Or not a lot of people. I shouldn't say that. Where actually some people might be on. Yeah, one car cleared down the road, which, yeah, is about normal, but I didn't even want this road that I'm on right now. This section has a lot more traffic than where I just was. And it's not even a lot of traffic. That one other car other than me is about normal for it. But that shows you why I go that route I do. Wow, 3 cars turning onto that road all at once and the school bus behind me. That's actually busy for that road. I'm even more glad I decided I was going to, and that's why in this area I'm usually more just driving than going after stuff, or I pull over. Whereas the other road I'm known for playing a little bit. is because the other road I know is generally so empty you can kind of play and not worry as much. I mean, I'm looking around all the time. It's just, I don't want, and I do put the phone down when a car's coming, when I notice a car's coming. But I don't want to take more chances than I need to with it. Let's put it that way. Because the other road, it's like, okay, we can kind of ignore, or not ignore, but play while we're driving and drive really, really, really slow so that we have more time to react. This road, chances are higher if you're driving slower that you're going to have someone come up on you. In just one cast. If you're driving slow. So, it's easier to drive faster, slightly faster and not worry, or drive slow and maybe not really worry either, but at least be watching behind you rather than watching the phone at all. Or a bit of like once we get up here, I may check where we're at with walking distance. And head towards somewhere to map. I may go around one more time. We will see. One more time and then go from there. Once again, we're on a very rarely traveled road. During school time in the winter. So a residential area in school time in the winter is more what this is, where I'm at right now. So little kids and 9 o'clock in the morning. So little kids are very unlikely to be out. And the older kids are in school, and almost everyone's either at work or etc. or not going to work, so they're gonna stay in. And one reason why the park area is a good area to drive around slow, the speed limit, as you heard last night, is 25, even though my husband thinks it's 30. It's 25. And a lot of it doesn't even have residential. I mean, like here, this block I'm in right now is all the aquatic center and the skate park. The block to the right over there, as you can see, does not have people in it. It's our fairgrounds. And then right next to it is the Army or National Guard facility. And then right next to the National Guard facility is the park. And then the zoo that goes with the park. Hi, Steph. I wanted to get out and see if I could get my bonus completed. And I'm down to just my port keys. How are you doing? Yeah, port keys. Okay, portmanteaus, but yeah. I dropped my son off at school and came out and started playing and streaming. So I've been streaming for just over an hour. And we will see on the... I don't know if I'm going to make it with this Baruffias. I may have to drop another Baruffias. And I figured while I'm after walking distance, I might as well increase my spell energy. Not gonna get as much as I would, I don't think, because I got it. Had someone coming behind me, so I was having to go faster. Let's see. I went 0.4 on that round. Donovan. I'm actually gonna just wait and keep going because there's no reason to open it until I get the others. So, what's up for you, staff? Just looking around, keeping an eye out for jobs right now? for opportunities. Because I know you said you still need to get... Actually, let's just go across. You still need to get your... Let's go one more time around. I know you said you still need to get your residency and everything to get your license or whatever, and then you can start. That works. And I just saw your, how many do I need now? I need 7 now. And I have 3 going. So when those 3 pop, and it looks like the longest one is 0.8. So I don't think I'm going to do it in the 3 minutes it's possible, but it's more likely it'll be slightly after. So I'll end up dropping another Barufios and then going to the Fortress. I want to check something. Have you ever had that happen? I had people asking about that, where it says no gifts or no friends or whatever, and it's like, I'm pretty positive it's just taking its time loading in. And then we did have a couple questions. One, do you know how they're working it with flags and ins when you drop a dark detector? Does it bring in anything or just the flagged stuff? Or, I mean, I shouldn't say just, but, or should it bring in more flagged stuff? Okay. On the friends and gifts thing. That's what I thought. But the reason we're asking is Jen has heard both. She heard that it just brings in anything when you drop a dark detector, any high level. And she heard that it's the type of the flag, or it's more likely to be the type of the flag. Because I know yesterday, when I was out with my husband, it was bringing in all sorts of things, and it actually didn't seem to bring in much at all of the flag type. And I think that's what she noticed too, was that I really didn't get very many of the flag, even though it was a flagged area. Okay. So it's not worth it if you want to drop a dark detector to find a flagged area of the type you want. That helps to know. It's more just go to somewhere, drop it with a bunch nearby, and drop a dark detector and move around slightly. Because I know I would have had more had I been moving around. So maybe one of these days as it warms up a bit more, because we're starting to get on the warm-up time, I'll come down here, drop dark detectors on all of them, and that wasn't what I was after. I was after this. See, and I know you get, even with the flagged areas, you get a few from other types without dark detectors, so naturally with it would be the same. But it seemed like it got very few of that type yesterday. That the dark detectors brought in, and the trace. So that helps to know, because then we can just head to an area with a lot of ends, walk around, and drop dark detectors and walk around. Another question: I had heard if the dark detectors are dropped by different people, it is better than if they're all dropped by the same person. Like, if you have 3 people, rather than one fill up one end, another fill up the next, and another fill up the next, each of you take one spot in the end. You'll get more. Do you have any insight on that? Okay. So I was right about that. Because it's been harder for me to test because Jen had heard it didn't, last I understood, she thought it didn't make a difference. And my husband very rarely uses dark detectors. So, and I, because, him because of the way he plays, and me because it's like, I'm around enough. But when I want a certain, sounds good, thanks. When I want a certain type, more willing into flag, but it sounds like the best choice is just go and to actually just increase the number brought in rather than try and find a certain area, which is helpful to know because maybe we can create our own community day or raid hour or whatever you want to call it, which is kind of, in some ways it's perfect because that means we can do, work with people that we know are playing in our area and find the time and day and everything that works best for us. Rather than have to go at a time set aside by Niantic. And just say, okay, we're gonna lure up this area at this time. Come join, help lure up, and let's see how many of the higher level foundables we can get. And tell everyone, don't drop more than, drop only one dark detector per in, but if you see an in that has a dark detector and you haven't dropped in, drop in to increase the effectiveness. Even more, so. Let's see where I'm at. 0.3 and 0.9. I thought of going up to the area where I might start mapping, but I really, I'm a little bit worried about gas mileage, or about gas right now. I'm going to have to fill up today. And that was the beep you heard a little while ago. And then I need to go to the fortress. And that's over here. So, let's actually... Oh, another question I've got. Have they released what types of things go with what flags? I I know they said parks are more, either they said or it appears, parks are more likely to get Fantastic Beasts flags. Banks and credit unions, etc., are more likely to get dark arts flags. I think, just from where I've seen, Wonders of the Wizarding World is galleries. There was another, and then what is it? I'll have to look at my registry for the next one, but there's one that I think is government offices, and that it hides until you're literally either government offices or memorials. But it appears, I would think, government offices, because we have some other memorials that are not. And that would be, let's go to my registry. It would be this one, The Legends of Hogwarts. That may be war memorials, and it hides until you're literally right on top of it, or it's government offices, because it's right by both of those. But it's the only one we found in the valley, and we haven't seen it at some of the other war memorials. I'll have to see if any of them have actually flags at. But if you find that chart, could you send it to me? Yeah, that's exactly us popping into the fortress. None of our fortresses, our sponsored fortresses at least, have inns near them. But it's that idea that I'm thinking, is that I could we could put on our page, hey, we're going to meet at this time at this place. Thank you. Because then I can share that. And I'm thinking that the issue we may have with some of them is the names of the things. Rather than being like such and such bank or such and such credit union or gallery or things like that. They're literally named other things. Because they're named for things. Oh, I'm full. Didn't realize that. They're named for things nearby them. And it's put on the things that are nearby and not on the actual bank or the credit union or the gallery or etc. And so it's not registering that that's actually what's there. And then maybe we can put in a request. Because the one thing we do have is, as I think you've seen, we have plenty of care of magical creatures. And there's my last port key. Let's go to the fortress now, and then we will drop our Barufios and open everything. Interesting timing. I get my port key unlocked, and now in this area I actually have someone behind me. And I've been driving around it for over an hour, and they are basically right behind me. I'm trying to go over the speed limit. In fact, there's two right behind me. So it's rush hour right now for this area, for this road. Which is actually kind of funny. But that's why I don't feel bad playing in this area and going slow on my game, is because usually I have no one behind me at all. That's only the second time in that hour I've had anyone anywhere on the road, really. And that other person was way behind me. And so I sped up a little bit, and they turned off as soon as I sped up, so. Would be nice if there was a way that when you're going to give someone a gift, like a way you could mark what gifts you would prefer, and so then when you click on a gift to give, it shows up in different colors showing which gift they would prefer. Because then you could give gifts that they want and that can help them, rather than just guessing and sending gifts. I think this place is getting used to seeing my vehicle. Not that they've ever said anything or anything, but I'm sure here a lot. Okay, let's see. Okay. That was quick. So is your son back where the rest of your family is, or does he live somewhere else? I've never heard you talk about him before. Ah, okay. Today I'm going to go through Discord and probably record a bunch of videos for both Rumble and try and record some videos for YouTube for my other channels. So all of that helps. And I'm also going to try and go through all my Discord stuff and answer all the questions and whatever else is there. Trying to see what else I need and where I'm at. Because I was getting worried about how many I'd done compared to what room I had. Thank you. Actually, let's go here first. So is your son with the rest of your family? Or just in another state? Because I haven't heard you talk about him very much. Oh, I think I have. Never mind. I think I remember. Because you were having trouble with him. And if that's the case, why did he call? To give you a hack, or? Not a problem. I was just curious. Because I didn't remember. Probably because of what was happening. I remembered you have at least 2 daughters, and they're back east with family, but I forgot about him. Every so often I get something else I need. You watch. Jen will wake up and get on right about as I'm ready to get off. You're asking about how to cook something? Wow! From what I've picked up, it seems like you're the one who a lot of people are usually asking how to cook things. I could be wrong, but that's the impression I got. I was actually thinking that that's one thing that your daughters probably miss is your cooking, is Mom's cooking. And that would bring them, have them more than willing to fly out to see you. Let's see where I'm at actually before I keep going gift-wise. Still could have gone a little bit, but we will. That's cool. None of our fortresses have flags anywhere near them. At least our sponsored fortresses. And I don't know that any of the drops that I'm hurting on the most are in flagged areas either. Or the flagged areas have a fortress. Okay, I will... Is that on Orange Wizard's Twitter feed, what the new drops are? Ah, okay. That's good to know, so that I won't focus on going back if I get one. Oh, okay. That makes sense. He's missing Mom's cooking. That makes a lot more sense. I was gonna say, if you were trying to ask someone how to cook something, then I was lost. Unless maybe it's what we call scones here in the West, which, from my understanding, is totally different than scones anywhere else. That would also explain why it was such a quick call. Oh, okay. That's right, you lived in Idaho, so you've experienced them before. So you know what I mean when I say that. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I'd heard. Is you tell other people scones, and you do not get our scones. Think this is going to be the last time in, and then I'm going to go check everything, because I'll have spot for 4 gifts, but not too worried. It'll give me a chance to maybe get some special gifts next time. That was interesting. Just check what's here, and then I'm gonna pick up that for sure. See, supposedly I still have room for 3 porkies. Go figure. Anyway, I'm going to let you go, I think, and head home. So I can get other stuff done. So even though I have 20 minutes left, I might go backwards around, or I might just wait and do that later today. Probably wait and do that later today. So I will talk to you later. Bye.